President Trump now responding to Democrats like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who blamed Trump for the deadly floods in Texas. And in typical Trump fashion, he did his comedy routine because he's really good at doing comedy. Take a look.
I got a Palestinian senator. His name is Schumer. He's a great Palestinian. No, he's a Palestinian. He's become a Palestinian. He's abandoned the Jews. But I saw him say, it's Trump's fault. Yeah, that's right. It's Trump's fault. He was actually, do you ever see John Lovett's The Liar? Where he goes, yeah, I went to Harvard. That's right. This was Schumer. He goes, yeah, it's Trump's fault. That's right. It's Trump. I actually saw that stupid guy try and blame it on me. And I said, man, that's a tough one to take. But his career is limited because I hear AOC is going to beat him. And she's no bargain either, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a ticket. For more, let's bring in Daily Signal columnist and the author of The War on History, The Conspiracy to Rewrite America's Past. There's the book. And we're joined by Jarrett Stepman. Jarrett, I love how Trump invoked John Lovett from SNL back in the 80s. But this is indeed the Democrats' playbook. I mean, it's pathological liars. It's not a good campaign strategy for the party.
No, I don't think they have much of a strategy at all at this moment. So they're trying to capitalize on what is a terrible tragedy that I think most of the country now is really heartbroken over. They ran with this story almost immediately. I mean, just as the rains are coming down, they wanted to run with the story to blame President Donald Trump for what happened. I think it's quite ghoulish. It's frankly, it's been their MO for a long time to try to take any tragedy that happens in this country and blame conservatives or Republicans or the right. I think President Trump did a good job of using maybe a little humor. Obviously, this is a very dark thing that's happened, and pushing back against Senator Schumer, whose popularity is, just below, some terrible diseases at this point. So I think it's good that President Trump pushed back. And it's very clear the facts in this case don't back up Schumer's case, attacking the National Weather Service and cuts by the Trump administration that never went into effect. I think, again, it's a sign of desperation for Democrats. It's going back to an old playbook that they've used so many times. And in the case of a tragedy like this, I think a lot of Americans see it as just simply gross. It's really disgusting.
Jarrett, President Trump also said he will send more weapons to Ukraine. Had some colorful remarks about Putin in these comments. Take a listen.
But that was a war that should have never happened, and a lot of people are dying, and it should end. And I don't know, we get a lot of bull thrown at us by Putin for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
He said those weapons will be mostly defensive weapons, but he did not say all defensive. So what exactly does that mean, Jarrett?
I think he's sort of playing us close to the vest. I think President Trump has been frustrated with his negotiations with both Putin and Ukraine to try to end this war. I think ultimately Putin and Russia made a very bad strategic choice in attacking Ukraine. They did it under a previous president who didn't have, I think, as effective a deterrence as this current one. Now they've gotten a situation where a lot of people have died. And President Trump has given them, I think, a very reasonable off-ramp. He's done so for both Ukraine and Russia. I think Trump is frustrated with them. I think he feels that he's been very reasonable, and now maybe he's opening up the possibility for being unreasonable in the situation. I think it's a very smart negotiating tactic dealing with Russia that seems to want to continue this war that President Trump wants to end. He's been very clear since the beginning he wants to end this war, but he's not going to do it from a position of weakness. The United States is in a position of strength, and if Putin wishes to continue this, Trump has left open the possibility of giving some aid to Ukraine. I think that's a smart and shrewd negotiating tactic from Trump's perspective.
Yeah, and Gina, by the way, before we go to break, just a quick add-on to that, which is, Trump's the great guy, the art of the deal, but you can't make a deal with someone that doesn't want to make a deal. I mean, to me, if anybody's going to criticize Trump for not getting the Ukraine-Russia war done like he said he would, well, you have to baseline that out and say, well, wait a minute, hold on. That doesn't count here because you got a party that doesn't want to do it. I mean, if you have someone that doesn't want to do a deal, you can't do a deal. I mean, it's really that simple. So if both parties wanted to, and Trump couldn't get it done, that'd be different, but not in this case.
Jarrett Stepman, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I think that's absolutely the case. I agree entirely. And I think Trump, again, he's played this right from the beginning. He's tried to get it drawn down in this conflict. But if the parties don't want to do it, ultimately, Trump has to continue to put pressure on them. That's just reality. That is the art of the deal.
Yep.
Jarrett Stepman, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.